Yesterday, what we have discussed from that lot, LOT lot, few points we will discuss again. It says, Bahish Prajna in the waking state, knowledge is outside. But the thing is this, it says, first you should know the meaning of prajna. Jna avabodhane, jnaptir jnanam. This jna in Sanskrit is used as experience of the self. Experience of the self. Jnapti, it is called in Sanskrit. Prakarshena jnapti. Very best experience you can say. More palpable experience is called prajna. So, it is through mind, knowledge, we experience. Is it not? So, the mind is inside. How you say Bahish Prajna? Knowledge is outside. Then he says, though the objects are outside, the impression of the objects we are taking inside. That is why only regarding the objects, some fellow is coming, Meenakshi's friend. Though the object is outside, then why we see the object outside? Because of the impressions we have been carrying and the ignorance. We see the object which is superimposed on Brahman. Which is superimposed on Brahman. After the dawn of knowledge, the realized person never sees the difference. He always sees the oneness. We are seeing something outside as different means we are having ignorance. You cannot deny. So because of this ignorance and the previous impressions of our mind, we see the object outside which are imaginary, which are superimposed. So everything is within your mind. The whole world is within your mind. You carry your own world. Even if you go to Himalayas and caves, if you want to meditate, mind will not stand still. Because the world which you have already carried inside is within you. So you have to evacuate those impressions. Wherever you want, you can sit. The outside world in no way disturbs you. Once Swamiji went and asked Sri Ramakrishna, is he while meditating, the company's whistle, it is disturbing me. Yes. You fellow, he says, why don't you meditate on the whistle itself to concentrate your mind? He says, if you come and tell me that it is disturbing. See. So, what I mean to say is, nothing outside disturbs you. It is all from inside only. We can say the Lord or say realized person, the son of Vyasa, the Sukadeva, was kept in so many disturbances, so many distractions by Janaka. Never disturbed. See? Calm and quiet. Why? He has completely given up the raga and dvesha, the attachment and the feeling of enmity, etc. Completely given up. And he was seeing only oneness. That's why he is not disturbed. Even among so much of distractions. Apuryamana pradishtam samudramapa pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sashanti maapnoti na kama kami. As all the rivers goes into the sea and sea is never disturbed, so even among us the so many of distractions, if your mind is not disturbed, then you are at peace. Even if a small desire is there within you, you are not in peace. Na kama kami. How clearly he says the words of Krishna. That is why here Bahishprajna. Actually, the knowledge is only inside, but because of ignorance and the past impressions, we see outside. Then he told there are 7 limbs: the head, the heaven, the eye, the sun, the breeze outside as vital force, and the space, the middle part, and all the waters as bladder, earth as feet, and the fire as mouth. 7 limbs he told. And then the opponent asks, how the limbs which are in the body and which are in the Virat, the combination of the all gross bodies, become one? Simple answer, he says, simply because everything is made of elements and superimposed. Simple answer. No headache. Then he explains the word Vaishvanara, that he is a Nara, a Purusha, and he is all something like that. Then the opponent asks, the Brahman is not visible, is Paroksha. For that only he gave the answer in the second stanza, second sloka, I am Atma Brahma. The consciousness which is within you is Brahman. How can you say it is invisible? You are experiencing. Then anena atmana virat swarupena pradhama padaha. Says, what is the first quarter of the Atman? Says, anena atmana, through this Atman. That is, it is one with the combination of all the gross things. Virat Swarupena, both are one. That is the first quarter of the Atman. As I told you, after using the word Brahman in the second stanza, again he never uses. That's why he says Atman. Because they are one. Anena Atmana Hiranya Garbharupena Dvitiya Padaha. You are also having subtle body, which you try to see and catch in dream, but you cannot. A man is on a deathbed and something passes away, you simply say, that he is on the deathbed and he has passed away. What passed away from him? Who is he? The separation of the subtle body and the gross body is death. Atman is all pervading. Even in the dead body, Atman is there. Asti bhati priyam. It is seen and it gives joy to something else. So, all the crows, eagles, dogs, they eat the dead body. So tasty for them. So they get bliss. So a thing is, and it is seen, and it gives joy. That is the portion of Brahman. And the name and form changes. After eating, only bones remain. Only bones remain. They eat away the flesh, leave the bones. Skeleton. Karyam tyaktva karana rupena avyakratatmana tritiya padaha. Says he give up the effect and goes to the cause. You go to cause. Karana. That is prajna. With that, the third quarter is same. There you call Ishvara, here you call prajna. That is the seed form of the world that has to be created. That's why we call it cause. But the Brahman is beyond the cause and effect. Uttama purushastvanya, he says in Gita. Karya karanatam vihaya sarvakalpana adhishtanam. He says, give up the effect, give up the cause, and just go to the support of all these things. Adhisthana. That is Brahman. That is the fourth quarter. But all the three quarters are superimposed on the fourth quarter. Everything is superimposed. So there is no quarters, only one thing is there. Understood? Sarva bhutani atmani sampashyan mokshamadhigacchati. Now everybody says, I am in bondage. I have not yet realized my own self. I know mentally only experience. I am not able to see the same consciousness everywhere and in each and everybody in all the times. This you should not forget. Sarvatra Sarvada. In all the places, in all the beings, and in all the time. You should be able to see your own self. That is called the release. How? If you are able to see everything in your own self and yourself in all the things, then you are released. So try to see what difficulty is there. The fellow mind is the obstruction. It never allows. Because it has been trained in such a way, always it sees the duality. No? Duality. But not on duality. Monism. But it talks long about the monism. Then the Ashwapati Kaikeyi has explained all the 6 rishis that it is so good that you have come earlier, otherwise your head has been fallen, something like this says. Then, why the scripture is blaming an aspirant? Your head would have been fallen. Then the answer is, na ninda nindyam ninditum apitu vidheyam stotum. The blame is not for blame, but it is for the praise of the subject under consideration. That means he wanted to praise the whole. That's why he is blaming the part. And afterwards, we came to the reflection and appearance, pratibhasika and pratibimba. Both are unreal. And the commentator used a word cha to remove the obstacles, go to the master and hear the meaning of Mahavakya as Svetaketu. So, how the self seated in a dream, you call it Taijasa. Visva, Taijasa, Pragya. So from here, today's topic starts. Away from this subject, see, in India, we use homeopathy medicine. First, it aggravates the symptoms so much. Afterwards, it reduces. In the same way, today it has increased. Why? I don't know. Whatever it may be. Pace 306. Huh? 310? Oh, yes. 310. All these senses are unified in the highest deity, the mind. Here, in the dreaming state, this deity enjoys greatness. The mind, that is called Taijasa. इंद्रियापेक्षया अंतस्तत्वान् मनसा तद्वासना रूपा च स्वप्ने प्रज्ञा यस्या इति अंत प्रज्ञा. It says mind compared to the senses is internal. He whose consciousness during dream is of the nature of the impressions of the mind is anta prajna, conscious of the interior. That he says, when you take into consideration the sense organs, they are outside. The mind is inside. The dream that which you are seeing is only the impressions that you have carried from your waking state. Maybe in this life or maybe in previous life. Similarly, in one place, opponent asks, in this life, he has not read Shastras, he has not read scriptures or studied, and how he knows that only one Atman abides everywhere, how he is getting this passion, then everything has been done in his previous life. Sri Ramakrishna, Ramana Maharshi. So, the dreams also you see because of your past impressions as well as present impressions. Not only this, what you think of the future, but the impressions, half the head of the one impression and the tail of the other impression. They get mixed. That's why you say as very new. As very new impressions. Why? The impressions intermingle with each other. In one place, Bhashya, he says, a man, he sees that he is having 2 heads, 4 hands, 6 legs. So, how? That is all combined. Now again he says, विषयशून्यानां प्रज्ञायां केवल प्रकाश स्वरूपायां विषयित्वेन भवति इति तेजसः. Now, since he appears as the enjoyer in the consciousness that is devoid of objects and that is of nature of pure resplendence, he is called Taijasa. So I started. Taijasa means light. Or if it comes in creation, it is called fire. And how you are telling a dreamer as Taijasa? That is the question. For that, this is the answer. The consciousness that is devoid of objects and that is of the nature of pure resplendence, he is called Taijasa. That means without any attachment to the objects, of the objects, only it is prakasha matrataya, it is only light, it is resplendent. And that is the support for the dreamer, the light. That is why the seer in the dream is called Taijasa. What it is taking the support? The light. Light of course, Atman. But because he is taking only the light as the support, it is called Taijasa. Then he says, in the original stanza, you told Swapnasthano Antaprajna. The knowledge is inside, that has been explained. Saptanga and Ekonamishati Mukha, it is already been explained in the third stanza. Now he says, Pravivikta Bhuk. That means enjoyer of subtle things. And through consciousness, you are called the enjoyer. Or because of the consciousness, or because of the superimposition of the mind on the Atman, you are called an enjoyer. And the enjoyment in the waking state as well as in the dream state is same. Here also you feel happiness and sorrow, there also you feel. And we see many persons, they are shouting in the dream, weeping in the dream. Why? They enjoys happiness and sorrow in waking state as well as in dream state. Then how you can say he is enjoying only subtle things? Pravivikta Bhuk. Enjoyment is the same. Then he says, in the waking state, the objects are grass. That's why he was told Sthula Bhuk. But without any attachment of the objects, without taking the support of the objects, here he is enjoying. That's why we say he is only through impression. That is why he is called the subtle enjoyer. Vivikta Bhuk. That he is telling. Visvasya savishyatvena prajnaya sthulaya bhojyatvam. Visva is associated with objects, hence he enjoys the gross aspects of the consciousness in the waking state. Iha punaha kevala vasana matra prajna bhojya iti pravikto bhoga iti. But here In the case of Taijasa, enjoyment consists in the mere impression. Hence, the enjoyment is subtle. Enjoyer is enjoying subtle things. Only impressions. In this context, many times I told you, to cleanse your mind, you have to remove all the impressions. Prajahat yada kaman sarvan parthamanogatan. Very simple equation. If you want to enjoy the Atman, Prajahat yada kaman sarvan parthamanogatan. Sarvan. All he says. Not simply he says impressions. Deep desires. Deep impressions. And another thing is called Trishna. Without this I cannot live. That is called Trishna. And then the unawakened impressions. In the childhood, so many impressions are there, they are not manifested. But as and when your age grows, the impressions they come out. All these things, sarvan, vasana, ichha, trishna, or the desire, all these things are to be removed. Vasana matra prajna bhojya iti pravitto bhogaha. When the impression is there in the mind, you are called an enjoyer. When all the impressions are evacuated, then no enjoyment, no enjoyer, no enjoying thing. See, the Tripudi becomes one. All the three become one. Dvitiya pada tejasa. Hence the enjoyment is subtle. The rest is as before. Tejasa is the second quarter. Yesterday, we have matram upajivanti, and that a footnote is there. And the commentator, ekadesham avayavam. That is one part, small part. That we have explained. That is 0.0001%. Atra. Place. Some place, how far it is, according to the Shastras, I don't know. But they do say the man is having so many hairs on his body. So, in the place of one hair, how much enjoyment you are having, that is the enjoyment through the objects. And the whole body, enjoyment is the Atman. That's why, while teaching Taittiriya, we have already explained. Ananda Mimamsa, how much it is. That you can refer it there. Now he says, Darshana Darshana Vrutyoho Tattva Aprabodha Lakshanasya Swapasya Tulyatvat Susupti Grahanartham Yatra Supta Ityadi Visheshanam. Now he is proceeding to the fifth stanza. Yatra Supta na kanchana kamam kamayate. Where he is sleeping, he says, Darshana Adarshana. Darshana is seeing. Adarshana is not seeing. seeing the objects in the waking state, not seeing objects in the dream state, darshana, adarshana, vrityoho, the impressions. The impressions of the waking state are through the objects, and the impressions in the dream are without the objects. But in both the places, aprapodha lakshanasya, you have not known what you are, you have not experienced your own self, Atman. That's why he says, aprabodha lakshanasya. Why you are taking so much long Vedanta just for this one, to remove this one? There is aprabodha. You remove the it becomes prabodha. Realize? Aprabodha, ignorance. See? All the Shastras are going to a guru, learning everything, doing such a big exercise. Yogasanas to do is very easy. But here you have to fight with your own mind. So, the aprabodha, just remove and it becomes prabodha. Realize. Now he says, you are seeing the objects in waking state. Objects are not in the dream state. All these things are in the form of impressions. But yet you have not released, you have not experienced your own self. And you are in the deep sleep state of ignorance. Swapasya. What is the stumbling block? For aprabodha, for not releasing or not experiencing, is covered with ignorance. Just you go inside and come out. Ahar ahar brahma gamayati. In India, I say, even now, in villages, most of the people, they live in huts. The huts are made up of palm leaves. And this heat of the sun is so much. Little spark means lighter. So at that time, what they do, they keep, you see, money somewhere and some ornament somewhere. So they just dip a blanket, wear it, go for a second inside and bring that. Whatever they have kept, the gold or the money or whatever thing. So this fellow, the fellow which we are speaking our own self, so just goes, have little enjoyment, comes back. See? And he is not becoming one with the consciousness. That is why yesterday I told, the enjoyment which you are having in the sleeping state, that you should enjoy in your waking state, then you are the experience of self, experiencer of the self. There you are sleeping, you are here, you are waking. So I told, be alert. Always be in the waking state. Don't sleep while waking. Swapasya tulyatvat. Sushupti grahanartham yatra suptaha. For the sleeping state, deep sleep, he says yatra supta ityadi visheshanam. Athava, or else, trishvapi sthaneshu, in all the three states, waking, dream and sleep, tattva apratibodha lakshanaha. What? He says, you have, you are not having the comprehension of the, or the non-perception, or you are not have comprehended the self. It will come. Apratibodha lakshana swapo avisishtaha. That means, even while waking, you are sleeping. Even while dreaming, you are sleeping. Even while sleeping, you are sleeping. Why? Because you have not experienced yourself. So you are in deep sleep. Get away from this ignorance. Simple cause, big effort. Swapo avisishtaiti purvabhyam suruptam vibhajyate. So, this thing is common. Not experiencing the self in the three states. That is why now we are separating this sleeping state from the other two. He says, in as much as sleep, characterized by unawareness of the reality, tattva agrahana, unawareness, is a feature that applies equally to the two states, waking and dream, in which there are perception and non-perception of gross objects respectively, darshana and adarshana. The specific statement in that you see, instead of CO has come. Specific statement, SPECIFIC should be there. Instead of CO has come. If you want, you can rectify. If you don't want to rectify, you have to put some dakshina and give the book to somebody else. If you don't want to rectify the mistake, what you have to do on a Purnima day, put some money on this book and give it to somebody else. You should not read. That means, without correcting the mistakes, we should not read. Huh? I just told her, she couldn't hear what you said, Swamiji. No, you see, if you are reading a scripture and some mistakes are there, you have to rectify them. If you don't want to rectify, you should give away that book to somebody else. On a Purnima, put some money on the book and give not simply book. Full moon day. So, what that does it mean? Whenever you find a mistake, try to rectify it. Without rectifying, don't proceed. If you find, now here is only today now I am speaking, specific, instead of CO is there. You? The fourth sentence, 311, fourth sentence, English, fourth line. Very minute. Huh? Could you see? 311. Fourth line, the specific statement. Anyhow, it is left to you. Where the sleeper, etc., is meant for the comprehension of the state of deep sleep. It says, the sleeping person comprehension of the state of deep sleep says, in that particular state, na kanchana swapnam pashyati, he is not seeing any dream, he is not seeing any astral objects, like that he says. That means, yatra supta ityadi visheshanam, where the sleeper or where he is sleeping. Why this adjective you have given? Meant for the comprehension of the state of deep sleep state. See, or athava is or. The unawareness of the reality by which sleep is characterized is there equal in all the three states. Now, after getting up from the sleep, he says, I slept well, I don't know anything. So, in waking state also you don't know anything. What you know, that is all unreal. Unreal. See? So I don't know. I have not experienced the self. Is the same in all the three states. Afterwards it will come. Why we have to break head so much reading the scriptures? He says, only till you realize. Afterwards you can give up, he says. So, just to know our own self. While reading scriptures, in India they say, they read Mimamsa. That is the first portion of the Vedas, Karma Kanda. The scriptures telling about the actions, karma, that is with desire. Action with desire, they do. While explaining, they go to so subtle points. They say, he is peeling the skin of a hair. How subtle it is? They are peeling a skin for the hair. So subtle they go. Then why again we have to read? To make your mind sharp and concentrated. Why we should go into so many details? To make our mind sharp as well as concentrated. Drishyate tvagreya buddhya sukshmaya sukshmadarshivi. Sukshma is subtle. Agreya is concentrated. So to make it, Khurasya dhara nishita dhuratya, he says. The blade of the razor is so fine. Last time I told, with the razor which you cut your hairs on the head, with that you are not going to cut the vegetables. And with the vegetable knife you are not going to have a shave. Why? Because it is not sharp. It is not sharp. So, the worldly mind cannot think of the subtler things, of Vedanta or Atma. The mind which is always thinking of Atman cannot merge in the worldliness. Antarmukha samaradhya bahirmukha sudurlabha. For this, last time I gave an example from Kailas Ashram, the fourth pontiff. Whether you remember or not, I don't know. Do you remember something? Huh?
We will remember as you start and progress, then slowly we will.
So, the impression or the remembrance, it has to be awakened. Is it that? See, I told our fourth pontiff is called Govindananda. Govindananda is the name. Acharya Mahamandeshwar Srimad Swami Govindananda Giriji Maharaj. And in the beginning, what is the duty of the pontiff? Just to take the lessons, teach. He need not worry about the administration. The manager was there, he was taking care of all the things. And his name is Purnananda. Very serious face. Purnananda. Now you can see the picture in Kailas Ashram. Very serious. So this Purnananda came to Govindanandaji, the pontiff, and told, I am going out. Then Govindanandaji told, you see, within few days, we are getting the anniversary of the ashram, Kailas Mela. So you try to come and take care of it. Told, all right. He has not returned. So this Swamiji has to take care of that all the function. Afterwards he returned. Then this Swamiji says, you have given me so much of trouble, I don't want to see your face. Get away. And that manager says, if you don't want to see my face, I will fast until death. You do whatever you like. I'm least bothered, he says. He has fasted till death, and this fellow, this Swamiji, went away to some other place because he don't want to see the face of that manager. Why? He says, by taking care of the function, my mind was drawn out and I was so much of disturbed. That's why the razor with which you take the shave of the head, you cannot use for the vegetable cutting. Vegetable cutting is the worldliness. Those who think always of the worldliness, they cannot think of the scriptures. How a man is having a fever, high fever. Even if you give him a sweet, he says it is bitter. Why? Because of the fever. So this is the fever. Fever of worldliness. Never allow the man to think of the scriptures. So the unawareness of the reality is in all three states. I don't know. Simply a small statement you say. Which sleep is characterized is there equally in all the three states. An awareness of reality in all the three states. It is there, he says. I am not telling. Deep sleep is being shown as distinct from the first two states, that is waking and dream. To start that, he says, Yatra supto na kanchana kamam kamete, na kanchana swapnam pashyati, tat sushuptam, sushuptasthana eki bodha prajnan gana eva, anandamayo, he ananda bhuk, cheto mukha pragnastatiya padha. Where the sleeper desires not a thing of enjoyment and sees not any dream, is not desiring any outer objects, and is not seeing the dream. The state is deep sleep. The self seated in this state, in the state of deep sleep, and called prajna, in whom everything is unified. He says, na kanchana kamam kamete, na kanchana swapnam pashyati tasusuptam. But everything is unified. Who is dense with consciousness? Eki bhutaha. In the Sanskrit it has come, everything is unified. And afterwards he says, dense with consciousness, prajnana ganaha. And then, who is full of bliss? Anandamayaha. Ananda bhuk. And enjoyer of the bliss. Who is the door to the knowledge of the preceding two states, is the third quarter. Ananda bhuk. Cheto mukha is the door for dream and waking state. That is the third quarter. Everything is unified, he says. Eki bhutaha. What everything has become one? Unified. In waking state, you do so many actions. So many impressions you carry. In dream also, you see so many impressions. Changing. So many impressions. All these things are unified in the sleep. Yesterday I gave the example of a convex lens. Convex lens. In the sun, if you put all the rays of the sun, they become concentrated and it burns the paper below, kept. So like that, everything has become unified. Eki bhutaha. And again he says, Anandamayaha. The mayat is an annexure. Tunadi samruddhau is the root verb in Sanskrit. Tunadi samruddhau. Nandati nandati nandatyova anandaha. But simply he is not using the bliss. But he has added an annexure mayat. Is that? Mayat means prachurya. It is effulgent, it is more. The mayat, here it is used in prachuryartha. That means, now in 7th June, what is 7th June? We will be having so many sweets. So the bandara is full of sweets. The feeding is full of sweets. That is called prachurya. Other things are all subsidiary. You can say. That we call prachurya. The feeding is full of sweets. Other things also are there, but they are subsidiary. So in the same way, he says, Anandamaya. The happiness is more, but it is not complete happiness because he has not realized the self at Mayat. That is the annexure. Mayat is more, we can say in the sense of more. M-O-R-E. More sweets are there in the food. So, apupamayaha. That's it. That is the annexure. See, you have not read grammar, so how can you understand? Anandamayaha. Maya is the annexure mayat. It is used in the sense of prachurya, that is more. More bliss is there, but not complete bliss. Why? If he has used only anandaha, then full bliss. Why he should give an extra mayat? More. That means if more bliss is there means little sorrow also is there. That's why. And you are telling there is more bliss, but it is not bliss. Why? Because you have not experienced this self. You are simply sleeping in the ignorance. See how they split the words, how they explain why this mayat has been used. For that little grammar background is there. Of course, I am here, don't worry. Ananda Bhuk, enjoyer of bliss, but not full enjoyment. Cheto Mukhaha is the door for waking and sleeping. Pragyastatiye Padha. Yatra yasmi stane kale va supto na kanchana swapnam pashyati. In this particular state, he is not seeing any dream. Na kanchana swapnam pashyati. Na kanchana kamam kamayati. In sleeping state, there is no desire. And then, nahi sushupte purvayoriva anyatha grahana lakshanam is not say preceding state, no experience in deep state as seeing the dream consisting in different perceptions, desiring enjoyable objects. So anyatha grahanam. In waking, we are experiencing the objects. In dream also, we are experiencing something. That is, besides the Atman, we are enjoying something else. We are taking. But what you are taking? Leaving the Atman, other things you are taking. Anyatha grahanam. See. Anyatha grahana lakshanam swapradarshanam kamo va kanchana vidyate. Because he is not attached to anything. There is no desire. You say, how to give up the body consciousness? Many do put question. Daily what you are doing? You are giving up the gross body. You are giving up the dream body. And you are sleeping. There you don't know what you are doing. And you say, daily giving up, and I know how to give up. These Swamis, you see, to make us understand, they explain like this. Daily you are giving up. The consciousness of the gross body in dream and the consciousness of the dream body in sleeping state, you are giving up. And yet you say, how to give up? Discriminate. So he says, the joining of the objects are a desire. Mind is not getting connected with any desire. Tadetat sushuptam. He says, this is called sleep. Sthanam asyeti sushuptastanaha, that is the state. In what place or at what time the sleeper does not see any dream or does not desire any enjoyable thing, that is deep sleep. Unlike the preceding two states, there is no experience. In deep sleep, such as seeing dream, consisting of different perceptions. There is no experience in deep sleep such as seeing dream, consisting of different perceptions, or designing enjoyable things. Na kanchana kamam kamayate. He who is seated in the state of deep sleep is called Sushuptasthanaha. Now, I remind you, during creation, that we are having three qualities: sattva, rajas, tama, guna quality. And each is again divided into three portions. Is that? So the portion of sattva of the five elements. Elements are having three qualities. Sattva guna, rajo guna, tamo guna. Elements. They are elements. Inert. Elements are inert. Matter. But they are also having the qualities. So the combined sattva of the five elements is formed into the mind. And the combined raja of the five elements becomes the prana. Separately, the sattva portion becomes the sense organs. And here in rajas, separately they become the organs of action. And the tamoguna is left. Tamoguna mixes and becomes gross. They are all subtle. That's why mind is subtle. Sense organs are subtle. The organs of actions are subtle. Prana is subtle. Why? It was made up of subtle elements. When the panchikarana happens, they become gross. So that is the division, sattva, rajas, tama. Now, what is the context here? You are having an impression of ignorance. Where? Where? Impression of ignorance is where you are having the mind in sleeping state. Is it that? Impression of the ignorance is there in sleep. It is also divided into three, sattva, rajas, tama. You can imagine. So, the ignorance, which is the obstruction to become one with the consciousness, is having three parts, sattva, rajas and tama. What sattvamsa is doing? The sattva portion enjoys the bliss. And the and the tamansa, he says, I don't do anything. I slept well. I enjoyed. And raja becomes the witness, not doing this because no desire. Kama yesha, krodha yesha, rajo guna samudbhava. No desire means no raja. Raja is calm. Oh, mainly you have to divide that particular impression of the deep sleep state into two. One is the enjoyer of the bliss, and another is not doing anything. Tamonsa and sattvasa. That's why we are having the 17th chapter. Gita? Gunatraya Vibhaga Yogo Nama Saptadasodhyaya. Everything is divided into three. So, go beyond the gunas. Nistre Gunya Bhavajana. Niddandos, Nitya Sattvasta, Niyoga Kshema Atmava. It is not doing because there is no desire, it is not active. He who is seated in this state of deep sleep is called Sushuptasthanaha. Now again he says, Sthanadvaya pravibhaktam manaspanditam. He says, the mental vibration, sthanatre, manaspanditam, is called mental vibrations, where sthanadvaya, in waking state as well as in dream state. Pravibhaktam manaha, the mind is divided as mental vibrations. Dvaita jatam. Why the mind should get divided? Because it has taken the support of duality. Dvaita jatam tatha rupa aparityagena avivekapannam. Again it says, rupa aparityagena avivekapannam. Without abandoning their form, even as the day together. Tatha rupa aparityagena. He has not given up the form. Avivekapannam. Discrimination is not there. Naisha tamograstam. Now, this also previously I told you. You are going to a village. You are nearing the village. By that time the sunset was there. And still you have to walk for say half an hour or 2-3 miles you have to walk. So after the sunset, what happens? Darkness. Village is there, but you cannot see the village. Why? Covered with darkness. That is here. naisha tamograstam. Like that, all the impressions of the mind are there, but you cannot experience. Sab prapancham eki bhutam. Everything has become one gani bhutam. Iti uchyate. Now come to the English portion. He is said to be the unifying factor. Eki bhutam. Sthanadvayam. For the aggregate of duality which is divided into two states, which is of the form of mental vibration and in which distinctiveness is absent, becomes indistinguishable without abandoning their form, even as the day together with the earth devoured by the gloom of night becomes indistinguishable. See. So, away from the two states, that is, waking and dream, for that he has given an adjective. Vibrations of mind are there, mental vibrations are there in dream and waking. That is absent here. Why there should be vibration? Because of the duality. Why there is duality? Because of ignorance. Finally they come to only conclusion, only ignorance. That you are not. Tatha rupa parityagena. As I gave the example now, they will not give up their form. They are in subtle form. During dissolution, what happens? Everything goes into the subtle form. Everybody goes to the subtle form. As soon as creation starts, the gross body is formed and the subtle form is put into the gross body and again it starts jumping. So, na bhuktam kshiyate karma janma koti shatairapi. You may take hundreds of births, but without enjoying the actions, the fruits of the actions, they will not perish. But what Gita says, jnanagnidabdha karmane bhasmasat kurute jina. The fire of knowledge burns everything. That's why one should have possess knowledge.
I missed one word. Therefore, one should have
Knowledge. Jnanagni, the fire of knowledge. And avivekapannam. In the deep sleep state, you cannot distinguish what is what. Nasatamogastam, covered by ignorance. Iva aha saprapancham eki bhutam. So everything has become one, he says. अतः एव स्वप्न जागरण मनस्पंदनानि प्रज्ञानानि घनीभूतानि व सोयम अवस्था विवेक रूपत्वात् अविवेक रूपत्वात् प्रज्ञान घन उच्यते. Therefore, the consciousness which expresses itself as mental vibrations in the waking and dream states becomes dense as it were. Everything has become dense, he says. यथा रात्रौ नैशेन तमसा विभज्यमानं सर्वं घनमिव तद्वत् प्रज्ञान घन एव. The state is said to be dense with consciousness because of its characteristic absence of discrimination Simply says one word. Hmm? Tamasa avivajyamanam. You cannot distinguish. Then again he says, Eva sabdan na jatyantaram prajnana vitirekena asti tyataha. Just as in the night everything becomes indistinguishable and dense with darkness of the night, so too it becomes dense with consciousness alone. The expression alone, eva, is in the sense that it consists of nothing of other sort than consciousness. In that, na jatyantaram prajnana vitirekena asti. Now, we are having two things, cause and effect. Effect has become the cause. That means dissolved. Mud has dissolved, part has dissolved, it has become mud. So the effect has dissolved into the cause. And then there is only cause, no effect. That here we say only cause. Prajnana ghana. What is it, prajnana ghana? Cause of all the vibrations is there. Laya. Everything has dissolved. But again they come as soon as you wake up. That's why yesterday I was telling, if I know that there is no snake on the rope, are you going to realize yourself? No. Why? Here, the ignorance of the rope has gone. But the original ignorance which you are having in your mind, that is, which is obstructing the experience of oneness, that has not gone. That goes only by experiencing the oneness. That is called Mula Vidya. And this is called Tula Vidya. And I gave the example also, the appearance, and then dream, then the relative world, then the absolute. The example is as the appearance in a relative plane. They give the example of the relative plane and they will ask you to go to absolute. It indicates, as it is not there, the snake, in past, present and future, so the world is not there in your Atma. That's all. So simply they use the word superimposed. That is due to ignorance. Only two things are there, superimposed, ignorance, remove the ignorance. So the expression alone is in the sense that it consists of nothing of other sort than consciousness. Na jatyantaram prajnana vitirekena asti ityartha. Now, though it becomes one with the Atman, the individual self, still separation is there. That's why I told he covers with a blanket and goes inside the fire and comes out. Cover of ignorance is there. That has to be broken. Then the Atman is not different from Brahman. And the consciousness is not different. Only one space is there. Because of the part, you are telling the space of the part. If the part is broken, space becomes one. But remember, part is not the space, space is not the part. Atman is not the adjunct, adjunct is not the Atman. The part is the object, space is the subject. Subject cannot be the object, object cannot be the subject. That's why again and again I say, I am the seer, but I am not what is seen. This discriminating ideas you should develop. Then you will be at peace. Nothing is happening. Sky is not breaking and falling on you. The world is as it is. And nothing is touching your Atman. So why we should be afraid? Because you think you are the body, I am attached to this, I am attached to that. So alone, only consciousness is there with the cover of ignorance. To break the parts, space become one. Pour water in water, they become one. Pour good water in good water, or else distill water in distilled water, they become one. The rivers, they go to the sea, they lose their name and fall. In the same way. Manaso vishaya vishayakar spandanayasa dukkha bhavat. In Kenopanishad we read viditad anyat aviditad ati. Whatever you know, the Atman is different from that. Because you are the knower, not what is known. Viditad anyat. Vishaya also I have explained. Siya bandhane, the root verb is siya bandhane. As soon as you are attached to a object, you are bound to the world. That is called, it is Vishaya. That's why in one place they say, Vishayan Vishavatyaja. Think these objects are poison and give up, he says. Vishaya Vishayakara Spandana Ayasa. So much of exercise you do because of the object and the subject. Dukkha abhavat. That is not there in the sleeping state. Anandamayaha, Ananda prayo. That's why he says Anandamayaha. Mayat we have already explained. It is not complete bliss. You can say it is more bliss. It is like bliss, like that you say. Ananda prayaha, he says. Na ananda eva. Now we see. He is full of happiness resulting from the absence of misery consisting in the exertion of the mind in vibrating as the object and experience. But he is not bliss itself. Since the happiness is not absolute, see, is not bliss itself. That experience is not absolute, it is for moment. Say 3 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours. Some they don't get sleep. They take injection or tablets. They want to sleep. It is temporary. But the bliss of Atman is permanent. That's why I say it is unreal. That's why in our before last year, in Chandogya, Indra came back 4th time. To know that sleeping state is not real. यथा लोके निरायास स्थितः सुखी आनंदभुक उच्यते अत्यंत अनायास रूपा ही यम स्थिति अनेन अनुभूयते इति आनंदभुक. Enjoyer of bliss, he says. How a man, he has given up all the works. So, now he says, I am quite happy, I am not doing anything. In this context, we remind you, karmanya karmaya paset akarmani cha karmaya. Now he says, I am not doing any action. But its mind will not keep quiet. It will be oscillating. Akarmani karmaya pasyata. So watch your mind in that particular state. But here he says, when I am not doing action, any action, so no exercise, I am happy, he feels. I am quite happy. That he says. Sukhi Anandabhuk. Atyanta anayasa rupa. Because he is not doing any exercise. No work. Sthitir anena anubhuyate iti anandabhuk. That is all. Yesho asya paramanandaha. Just as in common parlance, a man who lives without any effort, regarded as happy and as the experiencer of happiness, so too he by whom is experienced the state of extreme effortlessness is called the enjoyer of happiness. As evidenced by the Sruti passage, this is the supreme bliss. Supreme bliss. Is it? Further, स्वप्नादि प्रतिबोध चेतः प्रति द्वारीभूतत्वात् चेतो मुखः. He says, चेतो मुखः. Why? स्वप्नादि प्रतिबोध चेतः प्रतिद्वारी भूतत्वात्. This is the doorway for dream and waking. Dvari bhuta. Cheto mukha. Cheta is consciousness. Mukha is door. Not this mukha. Here it is in the meaning of door. Doorway to dream and waking state. बोध लक्षणम वा चेतो द्वारम मुखमस्य स्वप्नादि आगमनम प्रति चेतो मुखः. He is called Cheto Mukha since he forms the door, see, to the consciousness of experience in the state of dream, etc. Or he is called so because consciousness of the nature of experiences is doorway to the state of dream, etc. He is called so because consciousness of the nature of experiences is doorway Prajnana Ghana is the doorway for other experiences. Bhuta Bhavishyat Jnatrutvam Sarva Vishaya Jnatrutvam Asya eva iti Prajnaha. Already I explained Prajnaha. Jna, the experiencer. Pra, completely Prakashan, experiencer. So he is called Prajna. Why? Embodiment of knowledge. What knowledge? Of the waking and dream, but not of the self. All the impressions, they are in subtle form. The impressions of the waking and dream are in subtle form, in sleep. That's why as soon as you get up, what you did today, the half work left, again you will do. I am seeing the same part which I have seen yesterday. All this, where from it is coming? After sleep. In the sleeping state you don't experience, but everything is there. It comes out as you say, as soon as you wake up. That's why he says. Bhuta bhavishya jnatrutvam sarva vishaya jnatrutvam asyeviti. That is, he is called prajna, embodiment of knowledge, since he alone has the knowledge of the past and future, as also the knowledge of all things of waking and dream, but not of the Atma. Although, again it says, Sushuptepihi bhuta purvagatya prajna uchyate. Although he is in deep sleep, he is called prajna, since he is in the state of knowledge earlier. See, prajna I have explained. Jna is experience, and complete experience is called prajna, complete knowledge. That fellow is sleeping, and you are telling he is prajna. Wonderful fellow. Why you are telling like that? For that he is giving the explanation. Although he is in deep sleep, he is called prajna, since he was in that state of knowing earlier, bhuta purva gatya. See, now you wanted to attest all your work to your assistant. You want to attest all your work to your assistant. Say you are a cashier. Is it not? So he will be the future cashier, because you are giving all your work. You can call him as also cashier. Is it not? In the same way, now you are also a cashier. Both. Now, in present, you are the past. You were the cashier and he is the cashier. So, he is and you are, you remove cashier. In the same way here he is telling, Bhuta Purvagatya, although he is in deep sleep, he is called prajna, since he is in the state of knowing earlier, in the state of waking and dream. He is sleeping, but he says he is knower. Not now, previously, or in future. He will be the knower. Athava pragyapti matram asya eva asadharanam rupam. Or he is called prajna, since his preeminent characteristic is undifferentiated consciousness, whereas the other two have differentiated knowledge. The pragyapti is undifferentiated consciousness. Pragyapti matram asyeva sadharanam rupam is completely merged in consciousness. The prajna is merged in complete consciousness. That's why he is one with consciousness. The cover is there, that is a different thing. In previous lectures I told, now the opponent asks, you take a pot of water, pour it in the sea, again take a pot of water from the sea, you are not going to get the same water. So, now the individual has gone to consciousness. When he wakes up, something else wakes up. Same person is not waking up. Opponent. Then he says, you take a, say, metal pot, put Ganges water in that, completely seal it, and put it in the sea. And tomorrow you take it out. The same water will come out. So the cover is not broken. Is it not? So the same water is coming out. That's why he says, how undifferent, when you have put the pot inside the sea, you see only the sea but not the pot. That's why you say undifferentiated consciousness. You have merged. And during the sleeping state, you don't know that I am sleeping. Whether your body is there or not, your mind is there or not there, whether the wearing clothes are in proper way or not, nothing you know. See that? That's why he says undifferentiated consciousness, whereas the other two have differentiated knowledge. Here undifferentiated knowledge. Whereas in waking and dream, differentiated knowledge. I am seeing the dream. I am experiencing the objects, differentiated. That he told, Soyam prajnas tritiya padaha athava pragyapti matrasya eva asadharanam rupamiti prajna itayor visishtamapi vijnanam asti. The other two are having the differentiated knowledge and this is not having. So, this is the third quarter. So, Cheto Mukha, that is consciousness alone, is the door, he says. And it is the doorway, this the deep sleep for waking and dream. Is the cause for other two states. That also he says. And then, as we have discussed, Bhutapurva Gatya, that is because previously he was, say, knowing the impressions of the waking state as well as the dream state. He says, Prajnaha is the knower of all. Sushuptepi iti sushupte samasta vishesha vijnana virhitopi bhuta nishpannaya jagarite swapnecha. Previously, in deep sleep, he was having the knowledge That's why he gets all the knowledge after waking up. Sarva Vishya Jnatritva Lakshana Gatihi. Whatever he has experienced in waking and dream, again. Now, the sixth one. He says, Yesha Sarveshwaraha. This prajna is the ruler of all. Are you the ruler of all? He says, no. But he says, because he is one with Ishvara. And the Ishvara and this prajna both are superimposed on Atman. So from that standpoint of view, he says, he is Sarveshwara. He is one with Ishvara. You see, a king may have an assistant, but he talks more than the king. Why? Because he is getting the support of the king. In the same way, now this prajna is supported by Ishvara. That's why he says Sarveshwara is also ruler. Yesha Sarvajnaha. Though ignorance is there, without the ignorance is the knower of all. Or is the knower of all of the waking and dream state. Antaryami. He is the indweller. Antaryami. Because he is having an adjunct, a cover, and he is inside. Something is there inside you, the Antaryami. Your body is his body. He is controlling you from inside. You don't know that he is controlling me. That comes in Antaryami Brahman. I think last time we have did. Antaryami. Yesha Yonihi is the cause. Sarvasya Prabhavapyo. For the origin and delusion is the cause. Bhutanam. This is the Lord of all. This is omniscient. Sarvajnaha. Sarvam janati the Sarvajna. He knows everything. And he is in the form of everything. Tat sustva tadeva anupravishat. After creating, he has entered, he says. After creating, he has entered. When you make a part, the space has not entered. Then how do you say this space has entered? From the viewpoint of the ignorant people. You see, the same thing has entered into your body. That's why try to realize. This is all from the standpoint of view of ignorant people. Otherwise, Atman cannot enter, Atman cannot take out. It is everywhere. Only the subtle body is formed because of the previous actions. That's all. He is omniscient and omnipresent. He is sarva-vyapaka. He is everywhere. This is the indwelling controller of all. Previously also I told, in all the world there is one ruler called Ishvara. Only one ruler. Even the Hiranyagarbha, which is pervading all the universes, is controlled by Ishvara. The Virat, who is controlling this one world, is also controlled by Ishvara. So, only one ruler. Whatever is there inside the world is ruled by him. You are doing the actions. Who is to rule you? Tell me. You are doing the actions. You are the enjoyer. How he becomes your ruler? Huh? Because you don't know what you did. He knows. He is the giver of the fruits of the actions. Ishvaraha karma phaladata. Very simple. See, there is a big firm or factory is there, and so many are working. A manager is there, and there are so many laborers, daily wage workers. They don't know any calculation, no reading and writing. So what does the manager does? In the end of the day or after the 1 week, this many hours you have done work, and this is your payment, and this is your salary. He simply gives and he takes and goes away. Is it not? In the same way, all the the jivas, they does the action, they forget. They nicely manage to forget. Chit Shakti is not deep, smarana. So he has to record everything and he has to give the fruits. That's why he becomes the ruler of you. Indwelling controller. This is the source and indeed the origin and dissolution of all beings. See, Prajna is telling. Ishvara is telling. And the origin and dissolution is up to this, he says. Origin and dissolution. Compare this with the verse in the Gita, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo. Here also, you have to correct little. Prabhava. Tha is there, Bha should be written. And he is called Appya. Prabhava means creation, origin. And Appya is dissolution. All beings find their dissolution in him. Prabhava, not Prathava. There is no word like Prathava. Also in the Bhagavata, one can read Aham Sarvani Bhutani Tesham Sthiti Udbhava Appeha. I am all beings as well as their origin, existence, and this is the cause of origin delusion. But Brahman is different from this. That Brahman is yourself. So, go beyond creation. That is Brahman, that is your Atman. Then you need not intermingle with the creation or dissolution. Go beyond. आज 8 page 314 we have to start tomorrow.